Let's talk about a word that makes a lot of people immediately tense up: preparedness. When you hear that word, what actually comes up for you? Because for me, it takes me all the way back to when I was a young girl. I remember sitting and listening to people talk about World War III and the end of the world. And as a kid, it paralyzed me. I completely shut down. I remember genuinely hoping and praying that I would pass away before any of that stuff happened, because the fear was just so indescribably huge. Welcome to the Fearless Household. I'm Michelle. So let's fast forward to adulthood, when I wanted to be responsible. And so I started attending preparedness fairs and conferences. And every time I would leave feeling the exact same way that I felt when I was a little girl, just completely overwhelmed. It felt like whenever I would walk into the doors of these events, people were shouting a never-ending grocery list of things that you supposedly needed to survive, like food storage or water barrels, generators, solar grids, artillery, tactical gear. I mean, the list, it just went on and on and on. And every time I would leave one of these conferences or preparedness fairs, I would feel total paralysis. Like, there is no way that I can actually do all of this. So why even try? I mean, I just felt so hopeless. Here's the part that bothers me about this. As Christians, the scriptures tell us very clearly that if we're prepared, we won't fear. But in my experience, the way that the world often teaches preparedness actually creates the fear. So I'm wondering, at what point will we actually stop feeling scared because we've done enough? Because it feels like a treadmill that you just can't get off. It just keeps going and going and going. So let's be totally honest for just a second. If the world completely falls apart and all hell breaks loose, it's not going to matter how many buckets of freeze-dried food that you have shoved under your bed or hidden in your basement. If society actually collapses to that level, then people are going to raid homes, because desperate people do desperate things. I mean, we've seen it in the news. We've seen it in history. So in that case, the prepper experts tell you that you need to learn how to hunt and homestead and become a tactical marksman. Okay, fine. But I don't have time for that. I have a life right now. I have a family. I have things that I'm actually stewarding today. And I can't spend 40 hours a week learning primitive survival skills that I'm not actually using. And then there's the practical reality. Where do I put all this stuff? My house doesn't have a secret underground bunker. And who has the money for this? Buying thousands of dollars of emergency supplies all at once is simply a luxury that most modern families don't have, especially today, in today's economy. So then what happens? All of these obstacles create more and more paralysis, and we bury our heads in the sand, the fear grows, and the world just feels like it's getting the better of us. But God commands us over and over again in the scriptures to fear not. And he never told us to ignore reality or live in denial. I mean, Noah built an ark and Joseph stored grain. Preparation is supposed to be an act of faith, though. It's not supposed to be an act of panic. So then, how do we bridge that gap? At the Fearless Household, we recognize this paralysis and we reject it. We believe that there is a better way, because survival isn't a solo sport. We are building a platform to help you make decisions based on your actual budget, your family size, and your personal priorities. And most importantly, we will help you make decisions based on your own personal stewardship and talents without comparison. Your preparedness journey is between you and God. You don't need to look at what someone else has on social media or in a magazine and feel guilty. You just need to look at what is in your hands today.